Before starting this video, you'll notice I'll be talking about Vitão, right? I already recorded my video about Vitão, the former Botafogo defender now at Flamengo, and I'll cover all that. But we have to bring here the news that came out from Andre Hernan and also from Bruno Andrade, right? About Vitão at Cruzeiro, they confirmed Cruzeiro's signing, right? The first signing by Tite in charge of Cruzeiro. So Cruzeiro is signing the defender Vitão from Internacional. Oh, wasn't Flamengo also interested? Thank God, I'm really thankful that Flamengo isn't signing the defender Vitão. First, he made several mistakes in the Brasileirão, several mistakes. He's a good defender, but just a good defender. Flamengo is full. In the under-20s, Flamengo had João Vitor, who is a spectacular defender. Iago needs to renew, that's what needs to happen, and it's been hard to renew with him. Now, João Vitor made mistakes, he felt the pressure of playing professionally, he did. But why treat a kid like that so harshly? And you lack the patience to develop a gem like this from the youth academy who will shine in Europe? Boto discusses this in the video. I'm going to bring this information because signing a Vitão for millions, more than 10, I don't know, 11, 12 million euros. If you have a player who's practically developed, all that's missing, man, is just a matter of mindset. He's almost a fully developed player, 100% developed. And we have to support the kid, man. Now, signing Vitão for an absurd amount from International, and they won't agree to deduct the Thiago Maia debt, knowing it's an existing debt. And now Flamengo should thank God, because this is a blessing. This is a blessing, because Abel Braga, he said he's in favor of having debt when the club has debt. This is a blessing, man. Flamengo shouldn't accept signing any player from International because Inter doesn't want to deduct Thiago Maia's debt from the transfer. So I'm thanking God Flamengo doesn't have to sign any player from International. Flamengo doesn't have to go after any player from International. None. Just forget International. Forget it. Thank God. This is a blessing. Felipe Luiz can sign a contract with Flamengo. Today, BAP had promised a Christmas present. Is this what he was talking about? We're also going to bring you information about the interview with Flamengo's director, the football director, José Boto, and information about a possible signing of a defender for Flamengo. Flamengo would already have an agreement with the goalkeeper and defender, just waiting for the coach's announcement. Felipe Luiz's contract renewal and the name of the defender have been revealed. Flamengo is interested in this defender because they're struggling to sign Vitão. I think they need to abandon this project because we even see Abel Braga talking nonsense. Inter thinks that you don't have to deduct it. You buy a player, you don't have to deduct the debt the club owes you. It's crazy, isn't it? It's all wrong. So this name, Prazaga, is a name that even played in the Club World Cup. Defender who beat Paris Saint-Germain, man, beat Paris Saint-Germain's reserve team, won there in the group stage. It wasn't a Club World Cup final, but he's the Botafogo defender who defeated Paris Saint-Germain. Flamengo and Botafogo did well against European giants there. In the Club World Cup, Flamengo beat the world champion Chelsea and then drew with Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup final. Botafogo beat Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup, so Flamengo and Botafogo did well, but Flamengo is interested then in Botafogo's defender. We're going to talk about that here. Yeah, look, I just wanted to start here by reminding you that you can make sure, man, on the 31st, it's the New Year's prize. You can secure points for the Million PIX Benefits Club. You can redeem them right now for products and experiences, so you're making sure of it. Participation in raffles. Look, on the 31st, there are 3 raffles, each for 1 million reais. On the 2nd, there's a raffle for 2 million reais. And at any moment, an instant prize of up to 100,000 reais in the instant prize. Raspo 1. It's picked straight to your account. I'll leave the QR code on the screen. If for some reason you won't be following the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel here before Christmas, Merry Christmas, all the best. May God bless your lives. May God be there bringing you lots of happiness, wonderful gifts, and family, your family close to you. I wanted to send my regards. Then Zanotto, amen. Me? I saw what happened to the girl who used to edit Jessica CRF's videos. I met her with Jessica CRF and she was brutally taken away from here, right? They took Emanuele's life, a Flamengo supporter close to us, who used to do things for Jessica, and she's not always around anymore in Flamengo's daily life. And life seems to has lost its value, right? Has lost the value that people give it, right? Impressive. I'm impressed by the news. That's one less fanatic Flamengo supporter, right? Someone who was passionate about Flamengo in the world. It's a shame, man, a real shame. I'm really sad about this news. Strength to Jessica, strength to everyone who knew Emanuele, strength to the family. At a time like this, so close to Christmas. Yeah, it's really sad, man, really sad. So, we're here bringing you the news about Flamengo, and just a reminder that all our sponsors are here with us. In the pinned comment, look, this is José Boto. He made a statement. He spoke yesterday, right? He went to a podcast over there in Portugal. Yeah, it started with the ball, right? From the Tribuna Expresso newspaper from Portugal and the journal, actually. The Global Sport portal with him brought a headline. Yeah, Palmeiras doesn't have the greatness of Flamengo, and I understood what Boto meant. Palmeiras doesn't have the greatness of Flamengo. He wasn't attacking Palmeiras, actually. He was praising Palmeiras. In terms of being able to make better use of the young players from the academy, because they don't have the kind of pressure that Flamengo has. I'm going to tell you exactly what José Boto said, so you can understand the full meaning is, I realized that a lot of people misunderstood, including our friend. There, Neto Canal Opina Porco made a video about this. I'll get it here. Take a look. He said the following: I think the season will be more difficult because it's not easy for us to repeat what we did. It's knowing me, the press, and the fans. They will demand it, and even more, even if there's nothing left to win. Man, really, the fans will always want to demand more and all. But I think it's time to ease up on these demands, right? It's about enjoying. It's about making the most of the moment that Flamengo achieved. No one dies owing us 4 Libertadores titles, and obviously the fans will believe that we can win more, that maybe we can even catch up to Independiente. Winning that many Libertadores titles is incredible. Of course they're going to believe, but I think we can't let the pressure happen. It's not like you're required to win the Libertadores every year, to win the Brazilian League every year, right? You hope you can do it, but that's the fan. Understand that winning a major title this year, like the Brazilian League or Libertadores, is already a big reason to celebrate, right? Winning everything one year doesn't mean you must win again the next year. That's what we want, but it's not always going to happen. If so, football would end, right? I get Boto, and I don't think all this pressure is necessary, right? It's good because the president is aware we're going in to win, but it's not every year that this happens again. Look, that's what I was saying. 2 key competitions for us are the Brasileirão and the Libertadores, with the unpredictable nature of the knockout format Libertadores making it harder to predict. That's why our goal is always to be champions of the Brasileirão. My main concern is the amount of vacation time the players will have so they can clear their minds. Look at the management's concern. We have everything planned so that the squad will be better. There is never a perfect squad. There are always things to adjust. Even when we think it's great, we have all of this planned, but it won't be easy to repeat a season like this one. It's important for us to go along this journey, seeing what kind of performance some players are able to deliver or not, and make adjustments calmly without major overhauls. Because there's this emotional aspect that carries a huge weight in Brazil and not so much here in Europe. He was talking there on the podcast. And then comes the part I was talking to you about regarding the youth academy, where he talked about the greatness of Palmeiras. He wasn't insulting Palmeiras, he was praising them. In this, Palmeiras is ahead, not in terms of having better players in the youth system, but in the transition they make to the professional level. We are going to try to move in that direction, copying Palmeiras. One of the things we did was with Alfredo Almeida to have a direct connection with us, knowing that these are completely different contexts. Palmeiras, despite its greatness, does not have the greatness of Flamengo. He discusses network, strength, and fan pressure. Here's an example. We had to play 2 games with the under-17 team, João Vitor, the central back, who didn't play badly but made a mistake, and they crucified him. He'll be a top European defender in 5 or 6 years, but they crucified him there. It's going to be very hard for him to play again, at least at Flamengo, with the level of confidence a boy his age needs. And he speaks up. We have to take that into account and maybe understand the right thing isn't to look for another center back, because that one has huge potential. Maybe in that context, the best move is to buy another center back and sell him, leaving a large percentage of this player for us. The pressure at Palmeiras is different from Flamengo. We're not talking about a player not being ready to play. We're talking about people going to the kids' social media, the boys, the mothers, and tearing him apart. In other words, putting absurd pressure on him, saying he did things on purpose, completely crazy things that we're not used to in Europe. Yeah, so us. In the next video, he'll discuss more points Boto mentioned, including the transfer market and more. Yeah, I even sent a message here to see if we can confirm it. It's about Felipe Luiz's contract renewal, right? It's because we know that Flamengo is looking for this Christmas present for the fans. So Felipe is about to sign, right? Yeah, he can sign. Today, the information we have here is that he can in fact sign today. Flamengo is trying to resolve the issue before Christmas. Between today and tomorrow, it's possible it will be between today and tomorrow. Flamengo wants to resolve this issue so that Felipe can define the signings with Boto, and Boto can start preparing the season for Flamengo. Okay, anything could happen between today and tomorrow, and Flamengo might make an announcement. We're waiting here at any moment to announce the signing of Felipe Luiz's renewal. It's still a signing because his contract is ending, right? And we know that for that to plan the season, you need the coach, right? They've already told us that there's a goalkeeper and a defender signed, a goalkeeper and a defender signed. It only depends on the coach's signature and Felipe's renewal or a new contract, but that's not going to happen. We've already explained it to you. It's about Felipe Luiz. We even brought it to you yesterday. That's the information. That he can't, it was even GLOBO Esporte who reported it, that he can't. He can only coach a European team in the middle of 27 or September of 27, if I'm not mistaken. When he completes 3 years at Flamengo, that's when he could, because he has to coach for 3 years. 3 years first at a Brazilian club or a national team, and only then can he coach a European club. Unless he uses a workaround with someone who has all the documentation and certificates there. The license is to sign for him, which he won't want to do, and he won't want to take over a club mid-season. He's renewing with Flamengo, right? And he's already told the players, actually, that he's going to be renewing with Flamengo. He's already talked to the Mengao players. Yeah. Look, we also have an important situation here to bring up regarding the transfer market. The name of the defender. Since we're saying that Flamengo already has the goalkeeper and defender signed, we're going to bring you some important information regarding the defender situation. But I wanted to talk here about what VSR said, right? He said on Vitor Sergio Ramos said there on TNT about Felipe Luiz. He said that Flamengo, Boto, and BAP called Felipe Luiz to talk on the eve of the Club World Cup final to get everything in place to renew the contract. And then Felipe, In the middle of all the pressure, getting ready for the final and everything, he didn't want to deal with this before the final. What VSR said is that Felipe Luiz's salary was low, considered low in Brazilian soccer, one of the lowest salaries in the Brasileirão. And let's listen here to what he says about this coach that Felipe Luiz, to Felipe Luiz.
The last time they negotiated about this, it's a salary lower than what Taite used to earn.
A salary below Tite's earnings at Flamengo.
This coach whom Felipe Luiz succeeded in a very victorious way.
Very victorious.
Starting from the principle that this is my opinion, here I am giving mine.
Mine too, but it's mine too. I ask. Wonderful, in mine too. For sure.
So, in the understanding of Felipe Luiz and those who work with Felipe Luiz, that's what Flamengo offered. It's an offer that's incompatible with what Felipe Luiz delivered.
Incompatible and not.
And that's not even taking into account that Felipe Luiz spent all of 2025 in the Brasileirão with the lowest salary among the 20 clubs.
That's what I was talking about with you guys. It is.
And it's not. And you can't say there's a deadlock, just a natural negotiation process, which intensified after the end of the season.
There's no deadlock. See, that's it.
It's just that Flamengo's press office, whom I thank, gave this response. I began investigating, and there's one on Flamengo's side. There's a feeling that you can't compare a contract made by the previous administration with a contract made now, under the administration of Perfeito.
That's right.
The people I talk to. The BAP comes from the idea that the current administration is run with a professional mindset.
Yeah, but that's it, guys. So look, that's what I told you. There's no deadlock. He's going to renew. It's just a matter of values, penalties, contract length, and termination. For him, of course, he thinks about the possibility of making a move and coaching a team in Europe. Yeah, he can't yet. He doesn't have the license, the pro license, and he also doesn't have the time he needs to take over a team in Europe. But yeah, that will happen over time. He can stay. Staying these 3 years at Flamengo, it doesn't hurt, right, Felipe? Being a champion with Flamengo all this time. I honestly think he will keep gaining experience to coach in European football. And maybe he could even pull off that move that we're talking about here, but I think it's harder. Okay, guys, I think it's harder. I do. Now, there's one thing I'm sure. He'll stay until the middle of the year. He should stay at least until the end, right? Felipe, yeah, that was important. Actually, yeah, we had Felipe Luiz chosen as the 10th best coach in the world by the International Federation of Football History, ampersand statistics, right? Which is the... Yeah, I forgot the name of the acronym. I know the acronym is for... Yeah, I'll get it for you guys. Look, International Federation of Football History, ampersand statistics, and... Let's go. I always forget. International Federation of Football History is the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. Yeah, they make the rankings and all that stuff, right? Really? And man, they made a blunder, but it's okay. It's deserved. Felipe Luiz is the 10th best coach in the world, right? Yeah, along with Edi Ortiz, right? From Pyramids, right? And I thought it was crazy to put Abel Ferreira, who lost everything this year, including 2 titles to Felipe Luiz, to be ahead of him in 9th place. It's a shame, right? Whenever we bring the news here about these International Federation of Football History, ampersand statistics rankings, it's a shame. Felipe Luiz is behind Abel Ferreira this year, even though he won everything, and Abel Ferreira didn't win anything, right? Aside from that, Felipe Luiz truly deserves all his achievements, okay? Are people here saying he deserved to be in the top 5? If you think proportionally about time as a coach and number of victories, he deserved to be very close to the top. He's our coach. He's really the best. Always Flamengo, 10th place, best coach, and that's because he won 7 titles in 1 year. To be in first place, what do you need to win? So, yeah, there's that too. There's that perspective too, right? But they ranked him as the 10th best coach in the world that year and put Abel Ferreira ahead of him. Go figure, right? Well, let me bring the news here so we can wrap up the video. The news about Jair, former Botafogo player currently at Nottingham Forest, okay? According to the newspaper OGLOBO, João Pedro Fragoso from OGLOBO, who is very well informed about Botafogo players. Botafogo's beat reporter. So it's about Flamengo because the player was with Botafogo, right? Flamengo has shown interest in signing the defender Jair, former Botafogo player and currently at Nottingham Forest, okay? At 20 years old, the defender has played only 2 official matches since he arrived at the English club. Currently, Flamengo hasn't made an offer, but if they do, it would likely be a loan with a purchase option. Meanwhile, Flamengo is still trying to sign Vitão from International. I think they should give up on that. But then those guys don't want to deduct the Thiago Maia debt. Jair is viewed positively by the club as part of efforts to rejuvenate the squad for 2026. Botafogo sold the player to Nottingham Forest for 12 million euros, about 78.5 million reais. It's a high amount for a centre-back, but he's an extremely young player. I'll get it here for you. Over there, right? I'll get it here for you. The information. Look, Jair is Jair Cunha, right? Jair Cunha. I'll get it here. He's 20 years old on March 7th. He'll turn 21, but he's very young. He's very young, right? Honestly, I think he's a very interesting player. He's an excellent name. He played in the Club World Cup for Botafogo, even against Paris Saint-Germain and everything. He played for Botafogo in the Club World Cup. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on the bell notification, and leave a cool like on the video. Thank you so much for your company. Greetings to all the jubilarians. This is Flamengo, all right?